you're playing the beta, for the beta, when you're at the end of every match, we're actually going to be rewarding gear for both the winner and loser, just for the beta to make sure that people get a taste of the gear and we'll be using a different gear and different abilities in their actual matches and be able to test that out.
And this is kind of a look at the default Batman, right?
Yeah. So this is what you'll see first. You'll see this is like base model.
Yep.
And then we've added some gear in here, which of course all the numbers could change, the names could change, but this is sort of gear we've created for the character. And we're able to actually build out a Batman the way we want him to look and play. So Paul's going to go, that's a nice looking helmet.
I like that, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we're going to dress Batman.
Yeah, we're going to do that. And obviously there's different levels of gear too, which we'll probably get into a little more later in future streams. But there'll be some more rare stuff that you can find and whatnot too.
Yeah, as you're leveling up, and the gear you get will be getting better as your character levels up also. And then because the gear is essentially randomly rolled, somebody else has a chance to get the same gear you got, but with different stats in it. And it might be better for them than it were for you. And it'll depend on how you want to use the character.
Right, sure. Cool.
And on top of just gear itself, every character has these 2 ability slots. So inside the ability slots can be things that could do something like give you a new special move, or they could replace an existing special move with a new special move.
So let's say I'm a Batman player who's super into zoning. Is there a way that I could even greatly improve my zoning skills with this?
Yeah, so with Batman, for example, there's a couple of these where he's got an air-to-air batarang, which will replace your air scatter
bombs.
The scatter bombs. You'll lose access to the scatter bomb special move, but then that adds a air-to-air batarang special move. And then there's also a downward version. So if you want to use up both your slots on these 2 moves, you can sort of set yourself up as a batarang tossing madman.
Right. Yeah, so you could stay back zone in the air zone and just use all the wonderful weapons that Batman has.
Now, it should be noted, though, that there are 2 slots, but there are certain moves that will take up both slots.
Yeah, there are going to be some gear moves will, depending on how strong they end up being, will take up both your slots, and some of them will take away some of your other special moves. They could even do things like give you a new super move attack, or they could give you a new character power. These will be very, very different and very diverse for all the characters in the game.
Right. So there's not just one formula that all the characters follow.
No.
Awesome.
So let's. You want to go into Batman a little bit?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go. Let's do that. And as you'll see too, when we show it in a second, there are 5 different loadouts, as we talked about earlier with Ed. So you can have, this is my zoning Batman, this is my this Batman, this is my cool, all the best gear Batman.
Yeah, you can lay it out based on the gameplay if you want, or you can just have different looking Batman if that's what you want to do.
So let's do Batman v Batman.
Batman v Batman.
And we'll hit your square there. And choose a different loadout from each other, I guess. Yeah.
Sure, I'll go. What do you want? What do you want?
I'll pick loadout 2.
I want 3.
Batman. Yeah. Cool.
I like that Batman.
So we've created some kind of nifty-looking Batmans here. Now, this is just scratching the surface of what we can do with characters.
Yep.
Obviously, we put some shaders into use here. There's only a couple available that we're using right now. During the streams, we do hope to show off a lot of the really cool shaders. When you start putting shaders on, that's when you can really start kind of tweaking the knobs on how your character looks. So we've got air-to-air batarang there. Yep. Do you remember what your special move was there?
Well, I just did mine, which was I have the air-to-air and the downward.
Right.
But I'd also like to point out, look at Batman's stance.
I was going to say the same
Look
thing.
at this!
Yeah. He's been training.
He's been training, absolutely.
So Batman now has a little bit of a different stance. And as we've talked about, too, he has a new super move and some new additions to some of the strings, too. And of course, change some of this, some frame data.
Yeah, exact frames aren't the same too. So you're going to need to learn sort of how to play the character. You're going to be familiar with like some of the general moves that he has, but there are little nuances here and there that change. So matchups will be different.
Yeah, we talked about this last night. Like people who play Batman, you'll be able to walk in and you'll be able to play Batman, but there are a lot of changes that will kind of, like you said, nuances that'll make you play the character a little bit differently than you may have.
And you also notice that Batman's throw is different. He also has a new parry as well.
And you can change the parry out in the sets as well.
Yeah, so like my guy has the advanced parry equipped, so that'll actually let him meter burn his parry, which does more damage. And if you happen to have bats equipped, you can send them out afterwards to continue your combo.
Right.
So there'll be different ways where if you want to play a more defensive Batman, you can go with that as your character ability.
Fair enough. I love the yellow tones.
Oh, and his cowl's super awesome. Like, he just looks great. Like, you can see that he is a completely different Batman than I am.
And what I'm excited about too, just for my job, like I get a lot of tweets from people. I'm very excited to start seeing the people they create. Like I want to see the different color ideas you have, and like because people are going to have some crazy stuff. Every time you go online, you're going to see
Different Batman.
different versions of Batman.
Batman or Batman?
Maybe?
Batman. I'm not sure either.
So that's going to be really exciting for us, and I think for you guys too. Let's do player select and do.
I'm going to jump over to practice mode, make it a little easier to switch.
Oh, was
things
that a
up.
match?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. We're going to do practice mode. Sounds good.
All right.
Batman.
Double Batman. Should we do the different
So
ones?
let's do evading bat, and you can use bat strike.
Batman. Fighters approaching Metropolis.
So on the right side, we kind of created a take on the regular Batman. On the other side, we have those new, like glowing blue eye goggles thing, which are really cool. Kind of neon Batman.
Yeah, so he's got Bat Strike equipped, which will actually replace your character power.
You gotta let me in.
Oh, I didn't give you controls here yet.
I know how much you hate to do that, but sorry, pal.
Old screen. Yeah.
Old screen, yeah, yep. So go back. I think it's go back one. Go to AI options, and then put it to human.
There you
There we go.
There we are.
You turn off these buttons here.
And yeah. Booyah.
So you were saying that his character power.
Yeah, so his
now-
character power actually gets replaced with, instead of the bats going around Batman, they actually go on the opponent, and then they'll blow up within a few seconds. So that leaves you to a lot of different setups. You can injure combos, putting bats in the opponent's sort of forced to block that. So that's more of like, if you're doing like a setup like Rushdown style Batman, you want to go with that. But that one does take up 2 of your character ability slots, so you have to give up other stuff to be able to put that on.
And then what all do we have with this Batman?
I believe this one has the evading bat, so if you knock me down,
No, that's just gonna bounce you back out. Well. What? Oh! Punching bag. Nope!
oh, there's more interactive with this is the middle screen. Here you go.
Hold on, I'm gonna just throw this
Throw him
guy.
out of the way.
Throw
Get
the
him out of
B,
way.
the B.
Get him out of the way.
Here, knock me down real sweet.
Okay, sorry, I was just getting into it. There it is. Oh!
So he actually has that gives you a unique wake up attack with that. So it'll be something like things like that where you can actually get a new special move, but it's only used in a certain way. Like this one gives you a unique wake up.
That's awesome.
And then this one also has a similar Batarang toss to the Injustice 1 style, where if you notice the new Injustice 2 Batman, he throws his Batarangs with a little bit of a backstep, and it's a single Batarang, but it recovers faster, so it's more suitable for zoning. But people with like a advancing armored move might be able to get through that. But if you pick the other Batarang, where I'm throwing 2 Batarangs, that's going to blow up some of those armor setups.
Sure, awesome. And can you meter burn those things, or?
Those you cannot, but the ones you have can. So there's like a little bit of a pro and con depending on which one you
Okay,
pick.
cool. Is there anything else that we kind of want to just run down on with Batman?
We could probably go over some general stuff like the air escapes. So something like if I do a back 3 combo and then go to juggle you, the opponent actually has the ability to like hit up and meter while they're coming back. They'll actually escape out of it and sort of like gets out of my combo. But if I know that the guy's going to try to do that, I can see he's going to do it and then do something and get him and like blow him up for it.
And that does take a substantial bit of meter.
It takes 2 bars a meter, and you can go upward or backward. If you go up, it lofts you up a little higher, but then there's less recovery when you land. If you go backwards, there's actually a decent amount of recovery frames on landing on the ground. So you have to choose if you're going to try to advance up or down, and you sort of have to know your opponent's tendencies for what combos you're going to try to do and what kind of setups.
I've had some. I play in the QA lab with some of the guys. I've been trying some of the escapes, and it becomes a mind game between you and your opponent which one you're going to do up or back, because they can like continue a string and catching you or back off. There's a lot of really cool mind games with it, so I'm excited about that. I enjoy them.
Whoop!
Yeah, so that was actually a counter, so that was actually punished. So there'll be a lot of ways where you're going to sort of adjust your combos depending on the meter and whether or not your opponent's actually going to have like the gall to do it.
Right. Cool. Let's move on.
What do we have next, Tyler?
We do more Batman? You want to go?
Let's jump into shot. Sort of play like the brute, like Rushdown style, but he can more use his lantern abilities as more like a special move, like setup type character.
Right. Can you give me power?
Yep. And then his game plan sort of changes completely once he has Dexter fighting with him also.
We do a little.
Oh, Tyler's got to check his controls.
Well, I don't want to complain later when I've been lying the whole time. So yeah, so Atrocitus has a lot of really cool. I consider him like sort of a footsie character in a way. Like he has a lot of moves where you kind of control the mid range a lot with him. What would you say? You see him as a footsie type character as well?
He's got a lot of range. He generally has like slightly slower startup than other characters. He's got the really dangerous like puddle move that can hit from anywhere on screen. So opponents sort of have to look out for that. But that
It's a
move's-
low too.
Yeah, but it's really negative on block. It's really negative on miss. So it's sort of
If I'm here, I'm done. If
Yeah.
I do it here, I'm done.
Yeah, if you do it almost anywhere where they jump over it, you'll be done. Also, it's it's a matter of it's safer to do it when Dexter's out, and it's sort of just the opponent like guessing when you're going to do it.
Right. I use it to like check people when they're trying to come in on me. But there are some characters from full screen who can punish it, not like full combo, but can can get some good damage off on it.
Yeah, and generally he won't really want people on top of him.
Right.
Yeah, well, that blood NATO ruins my day every time. It's low. You don't expect it, right?
Get angry.
I've yet to see Dexstar, guys.
I'm gonna try for the first time on stream.
Oh boy.
This is bad. I'm not gonna hit it, am I? I got a combo with Dexstar. Can we come to the middle of the screen with me? There. Oh, we can just push the button, I guess. Here we go. Oh, I'm better on this side.
Was that it?
But
Was
that
that
is
it?
instant move.
Yeah, so with the ability that you put on, instead of getting the ranged projectile, it actually gives Dexter a little vomit move. And that move is slightly safer on block than the projectile, and it will give you some sort of different traps you can use.
Right.
And then you also have the towards down two. Yeah, so he gets a like a low vomit. It actually does a little bit of dot damage in the ground.
look at that.
When the opponent steps over it.
That's
and
awesome.
That'll also be, and then like my character, for example, he has the blood pillar, which is sort of you can use it as an anti-air and sort of like a get away from you.
Right.
And it's got a meter burn that'll allow you to juggle afterwards.
Right. So okay, I'm gonna let's reset. I'm gonna try it one more time.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it one more time. I got
You
it.
sure you can do it?
I think I can.
Alright.
What am I doing wrong? Oh, there we go.
Oh, to the transition.
Only took me like 3 tries. Well, that's good.
Nailed it.
Yeah. So he has some really cool foot maneuvers. He's very, he's got some range to him. It's a lot of fun to play. I've really enjoyed playing it. Especially the Dexstar really brings in a different type of gameplay form as well. Because Dexstar in the regular form can throw a projectile.
Shield.
He can use a shield. He can actually
Cat
claw
pounce.
you.
Yes.
So when Dexstar's out, you're in trouble. Like you have to really be safe with what you do.
Yeah, and with the one I have, he actually has a meter burn, a Dexstar charge, which at any point I can just spin it out, spin a bar meter, send Dexstar as like a rushing attack.
That's one fast cat.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Cool. And then you guys got a couple more versions? Awesome.
A couple more versions of Atrocitus.
Now, can you dress Dexstar?
Yes.
Can you put him in like holiday clothes?
Every character has a accessory slot for his gear, and Atrocitus' accessory slot is Dexstar. So
Okay.
you'll have many different pieces of gear for Dexstar, and it'll actually give you some other things on top of your stats where they might modify some stuff Dexstar does, like actually change some of just his damage percentage.
Awesome. Cool.
Atrocitus.
Double Atrocitus.
Power. What else we got? Do siphon power and
Atrocitus.
oh yeah, this one's
Fighters approaching
the one that
Metropolis.
you've set up here is it takes 2.
It takes 2 slots.
Right,
It's
it's
the
a-
blood push. It seems to entice anger out of people.
Oh, yeah, no,
Not sure
I-
why, but it seems to. It's shown to be called salt push instead of blood push, but
Right.
we're going with blood push for now.
So let's say you're playing against somebody who likes to push a lot of buttons and run in at you. What you do in that situation is you do blood push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Derek gets mad.
I was so mad. I was like, what the heck is this?
Power.
Give him the power. Yeah, that blood push. It's awesome. Here we go.
You have blood push or do
I have blood push. You have
I have siphon
you have
power.
siphon power. So when he does this move and you get close to your opponent, you actually see that it'll be draining a little bit of meter. You turn
But
off.
yeah, since we have full meters.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So when you have this one equipped, it actually drains meter from your opponent if they're near you.
Right.
So you can do some sort of setups, and you can do setups to winner in the last round, try to take away their class advantage, but you'll have to do that move to activate it. So you'll need to find a setup for that.
And that takes place of the other siphon power, which doesn't actually take, it takes your
Life.
Yeah, that one will actually take life, and that one has a meter burn. So there's a little bit of a pro and con with it, but it'll have, if you choose to use it, it'll have advantages for it.
Now, will some of these?
That's blood push.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's also this.
There's the meter burn blood push, which is a little bit harder.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
So
Yeah.
there's that.
And people will be able to you can you'll be able to get some of these abilities as you're leveling up as a reward, but then there'll also be ones that can just randomly drop or randomly be gotten through different gameplay means. So with these, we're excited to see what people are going to be doing with on the beta and going a lot of back and forth.
So all that stuff will also be available in the beta.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So you'll get random drops of abilities and gear.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and like I was mentioned before, there'll be a competitive mode and a tournament mode for people who just want to play with just like a base even level, and then these moves won't be activated for competitive mode and tournament mode. And the same thing with your gear won't, its stats won't affect it. But in general, we want people to just have fun, create the character, and essentially make the character play they want to play, and be able to just come up with different setups and different like combinations of stats and abilities that'll let you have a huge advantage over your opponent.
Cool.
Right. There's like really two things you can play the regular no gear version, but you can also at the same time be creating the best character you can and be running up that ladder too. So you can definitely be playing two different types of game.
And on top of it, they all have very different visual looks, and you'll essentially be making the character look the way you want them to look.
Right. I'm not kidding when I say like the amount of stuff we're showing you right now with the way the characters look is just a small part of it.
Yes.
I've seen some shaders and heard of some shaders that are amazing that you are going to be blown away by.
I love a lot of the Harley shaders.
There's some stuff out there that is just really, really intense, and I can't wait. And we'll try to get some shaders shown on streams.
A shader show?
A shader
showcase.
Maybe not a full show. Shader showcase.
Shader showcase.
Might be something we do on stream. What do you think about shader showcase?
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
a little indifferent to that.
A little bit different, but
He's loving it on the inside.
I think people are going to be very excited, which is the fact that you can make the character look the way you want him to look. You can make him play sort of the way you want him to play, and you're going to be rewarded for putting time in and actually putting in game time with gear and abilities and stuff.
Right.
Are you cosplaying right now with your Deadshot hat?
No, but it's just a little reminder that the return of zoning is coming.
The return of zoning.
I love it.
Excellent. So, as we said earlier, the beta code's going out at the end of this stream.
At the end of the stream.
So
we should extend this stream as long as possible.
I think people probably want to play.
I can't forgive the deaths.
I'm your only son, old man.
Dick was my son, too.